Good morning and happy Halloween, October 31st, 2024. Just wanted to do a little video here to share with anyone that would like to see how I fillet and process my fish. So hopefully you'll be able to get some tips from it. Had a good week out in the Cap River. Would have been stopping by there say Monday and Tuesday, maybe late afternoon, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, just before it got dark. Always carry my fishing gear in the car, so I can stop by the river. It's less than 15 minutes from my home. Super grateful for where I live. Plenty of fish in the river this year. Coho are abundant. I caught a few springs as well that I released, and wild coho, 4 wild coho I released. These are all hatchery coho here. So I'm just gonna quickly do a fillet here, and then I'll go through the setup while I'm doing it. Okay. So number one, sharpen your knife. I usually sharpen my knife in between 2 to 3 fish, just to keep it super sharp. It makes it a lot easier to process and quick. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna see. Okay, so it's 11:52 right now. I'm just going to time it to see how long it takes me to totally process one fish. Okay. Here we go. Just what you want to do is there's a bone in the middle, obviously. You find the edge of the bone and use that as your guide. So you go right down. Keep the knife on an angle down towards the bone. Go right down. I feel the bone all the way down, so I've got my knife on an angle. Look at that. Not much left on the bone there. Okay, so that's one fillet there. And then what I do is I like to take the rib bones out. And I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can see this, but I'll move it down here. But, oh, by the way, full disclosure, this is my first time doing a video like this that I'll be sharing. So excuse the mistakes that I may make. So what I want to do is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 rib bones at a time. That way I don't waste any meat. So just stick the rib bone in maybe halfway down, and then you angle the knife up. And you're sort of pulling upwards. So there we go there. And then you're able to grab it and pull the rib bones up. So I'm probably getting about 5 or 6 up here. My goal is not to have too much meat on that bone. If I do make a mistake and cut it, then what I'll do is I'll just, this one's pretty good, so there's not much meat on the bone. So there. And that I've got one of the fish bags I brought home for the fish, just off to the side here. You might be able to see that. So I put all the bones and the heads and maybe the fins in there. And then next time I go to the river, I go for a little hike up in the bushes, and that way I put it back in the forest, which is great for the forest. Probably the best fertilizer out there. And so I try and put it back to where it came from, away from people. Gets me out hiking again. Or sometimes I'll just throw it in the river, because the river does a good job of recycling it back to the environment. Depends where I am. But normally that's what I'll do. I don't want it sitting in my garbage can for a week. It really stinks. Another thing is, I'm big on recycling, so you guys might think I'm a little crazy for this, but the fish bags I use, what I do is I take them out and hose them out, inside and out, and then I dry them out in the front yard, and then I can reuse them. Usually when I reuse them, just in case they get a little hole, I'll double bag them on the river. So here we go, getting the rivers out. Okay, so let's time this fish. What other tips do we have here? So today I'm going to be processing fish for the smoker, and I'm going to vacuum pack a few of the the nice fillets here because they're absolutely delicious. There we go. In the bag it goes. This is one of the most time-consuming aspects of fishing is processing them. We were up at the Vedder River fishing later, about the last third week in September, and we did really well. We came home with about 40, 50 pounds of fish, and we ended up canning 56 jars. So we're well prepared for our protein. Now, one thing, I love to eat salmon, so I probably eat it 5 days a week during the fishing season just because I'm fully exposed to it. And then when it comes out of the smoker, it's super yummy too. So I just got, another rib bone. So another thing you can do if you want, and you've got lots of time, I don't have that much time today, I got a couple hours, is take out all the pin bones, which are right here. You get a pair of pliers or tweezers and you pull those pin bones out. I'm not going to do that because they're not that big. So yeah, and then again I'll just trim off the little bit of a fin here. One thing I try and do is get right under here so I hate wasting meat. So that's not much. That stuff's really fatty and good if you want to cook it up. You don't get much meat, but it's sure good. Oh, that's one thing about the belly. Belly is one of my favorites. So if you really wanted to do a nice fish, what you could do is cut it right down here, and then you've got the whole fish without the belly. And then if I do that, then I'll cook up the belly and eat it myself. It's got most of the fatty fish oils in it, which is, in my opinion, I think it's probably one of the healthiest oils you can eat, omega-3s. Okay, so that one's done. There we go. I'll leave that. I'll cut that in half because this is going to go in a vacuum packer. I see another rib bone I missed. So that'll go in the vacuum packer. You see how nice the meat is. Okay, so now, again, I don't want to waste any of this beautiful fish. And I always honor the fish that make the sacrifice to feed myself, my family, and my friends that I give fish to sometimes. And so what I'm doing here is, I'll show you the bone after I'm done here, but I am getting all this off. You can see I keep this right here. This is totally boneless, and the other night my friend Serge came over. I saved all the fish eggs for Serge. He's a nice guy from Ukraine, and they absolutely love the fish eggs. They prep it with, I think, salt or something. I don't know. I haven't tried it. He always offers it to me, but I decline because I've been cleaning fish ever since I've been 5 years old. I still consider it part of the guts, but I've probably given him 60 pounds of eggs this season already, so I got another bunch in the fridge to give him. But when he came over, I was processing fish again, and I treated him some fresh sashimi with some wasabi, ginger, and a little bit of rice, and we were eating right off the bone as I cut it, just like that. Not today though, it's morning, so I'll probably have some smoked salmon for lunch. Nice thing about eating the smoked salmon, you don't feel hungry after you eat it, so you can, hopefully during the fishing season, I'm not making any time for exercise because it's all going, my extra time's going to fishing in the river. So much fun. But okay, so as you can see, there is not much. Oh, I see a little bit more. And this little bit here, see that little bit there? That is for our cat Chica. I put that in there. And then when she comes around, she's probably sleeping right now, but I will give her some fresh cut up fish. So there's really nothing left on this bone. There's probably a little piece there, but a little bit of cat food. Oh yeah. And this part of the food. So what we'll do with this, we'll eat it as sashimi. We'll make a salmon tartare, which is probably my favorite. So We have a recipe that you, I think you add capers, maybe some green onions, definitely lemon to cook it. Anyways, if you want that recipe, let me know. So that's one side of the fish, right there. Nothing on that bone, except right there. Oh, what did I say? You know me, I don't like the waste, so. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to get out in the road today because I've got work to do, and this is taking up all my extra time, so. Darn. So I'm going to try and get out tomorrow afternoon, which is Friday afternoon. Get some work done in the morning. Fridays aren't too busy, so I should be able to get out. So I always put cardboard down here too, and then use the newspaper, because the newspaper helps get some of the slime. And that's another thing. I deslime this at the river, which is running the knife down the edge, and I deslime it when we get home. Yeah, I just think it's nice to get that off. Just I think it keeps it less fishy. So there we go. Got that one there. Same thing for the other side. Get the knife on the bone there. So it's really easy if you cut through the rib bones like that, and it comes right off, and then you cut the rib bones out after, as you saw me do earlier. And what else is there? Okay, so there we go. So what time is it? 11:53. Oh, we're at 10 minutes now. Got half a fillet. So what I'm gonna do with this one, there you go. You don't need to see me cut the rib bones again, but another good fillet. So I'll cut the rib bones out of this. Make some room here. And then I think that's about it. There we go. Get the rib bones set up there so I can cut them up. Okay, that's my next project. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do here, I'll show you. I'm just going to cut this down the middle so you got 2 half fillets. And then we'll vacuum pack some of this beautiful salmon. I'm going to smoke probably maybe 3 of these, maybe 4, probably 3, because I already have some that I was getting ready for the smoker. That newspaper sticks to it, but which is good because I want to remove any of the excess fish slime on there. So there we go. So I'll just quickly wash it too before I put it. Got a sink full of cold water here, and that kind of washes any newspaper off too. So here we go, and that goes over here in this one here. So what I'll have is I'll have this. This is a bin for the vacuum packer. What should I got? Oh, I've got this bin here is for what I'll use to. Right now, I'm just got the bags in there so I can put the heads. But when I'm done with that, what I'll do is I'll put the salmon on the bottom there, and I'll put some brown sugar and salt on it. And that keep it simple. Maybe throw some little bit of pepper in there, and then I'll let it sit in the brine overnight, maybe 12, 14, 16 hours, and then I'll take it out of the fridge, and then I'll wash it all off, dry it all off, and then I'll let it dry for about 12 hours before I put it in the smoker. And then everyone's been liking the real soft cold smoke, so it's not so cooked. Like I made some salmon jerky the other day. I love the salmon jerky, but not everyone likes that, so I'm going to stick to a soft smoke. So we've got those 2 bins. Obviously this one here, this is for the sashimi or salmon tartare, or what I'll do is I'll put some butter in the pan and fry this up for not even 2 minutes. And I'll put some salt and pepper and garlic in there. Oh my God. It's like a delicacy when they do it like that. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching. Yeah, might do one on smoking salmon next. Okay. Have a great Halloween weekend.